Former Defense Secretary Robert Gates has signed a statement. I don't know who else is involved in the in the signing, but the statement condemns Trump's decision to revoke the security clearance of John Brennan, former CIA Director. NBC News reported that this morning. Now, Gates, of course, is he's respected by both political parties. He served under Bush II and Obama. And again, this is the conundrum for me. Gates carried out the policies of Bush and some of the policies of Obama that I think most progressives can agree were not the kinds of policies that we would want carried out in our name, but we really don't have any choice about this shit. So, or any say about it. I don't care who we elect. So even though Gates and most of the people who've held the position in this country of Secretary of Defense have an awful lot to answer for, which they never will, because no one will ever hold them accountable for the murder and mayhem that the United States has directly caused. Given all that, the fact that these military people are slowly, collectively taking action that could be described as mutiny. It's very slow. It's not happening. And all of the people who are involved so far are former high-ranking officers, admirals, generals, secretaries of defense, secretaries of, or leaders of the CIA, blah, 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 FBI. But is there a slow-moving mutiny going on in the United States? Has it finally come to the point, and again, in this circumstance, regardless of what we may think about the foreign policy or military decisions made in the name of the United States over the past 50 years. I mean, we can all get incensed about an awful lot of it, can't we? But when you have high-ranking officials such as these signing statements against this crazy fucker in the White House, is that unique in recent American history, going back, well, I don't know, to I guess I'd have to start at Truman. He's the first president I remember, sort of. I don't think it's ever happened before, has it? NBC reported that Robert Gates, former defense secretary, added his name to the statement, which was initially backed by former CIA directors William Webster, George Tenet, Porter Goss, as well as former Defense Secretary Leon Panetta, former CIA Director David Petraeus, who also was a four-star general, along with a number of other officers and officials, all retired. And The Hill says the statement was notable coming from leaders who have served in the intelligence community under both Democratic and Republican administrations. I don't know why that should be notable, because people in the military and in the intelligence community are supposed to be truly and honestly and actually nonpartisan. They're to carry out the policies that are decided upon by the administrations under which they served, or the military commands under which they've served, which in turn is carrying out the policies of the civilian leadership. But the military doesn't make decisions, policy decisions. It makes tactical decisions, but the policy decisions are made by the civilians. That's how we're set up. So the fact that these statements are being done publicly, signed publicly, the fact that they're being signed is pretty astonishing, I think. The statement said that taking away Brennan's security clearance and threatening to take away the clearances of other officials was, quote, ill-considered and unprecedented. Well, there you go, unprecedented. This is what it part of what it said, the statement. So national security concerns and not political views. We all agree that the president's actions regarding John Brennan and the threats of similar action against other former officials has nothing to do with who should and should not hold security clearances, end quote. Of course it doesn't. It has to do with Trump's pissy little 3-year-old ego and his toxic narcissism. Either love me or I will hurt you. One way or the other. And Trump has admitted, once again, he's admitted to more, is there such a thing as post-obstruction of justice? Because he's admitted that he revoked Brennan's clearance because of Brennan's role in the early Russia investigation. Trump said that he considers Brennan and other former officials whose clearances he's deciding to revoke among the leaders of the witch hunt. Hours after Brennan's clearance was revoked, the pissant tweeted, quote, I call it the rigged witch hunt. It is a sham, and these people led it, so I think something had to be done.